Hi, thank you for watching today. My name is Andrea. I'm Teen Services Coordinator here at Mesa County Libraries, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make paper beads. So if you come into any of our Mesa County Library locations between September 11th to September 24th, we're going to offer these paper bead kits as supplies last. In your kit, it's going to be a brown paper bag, and you're going to get a set of instructions that you can follow along with as you watch this video. But what's going to be inside the kit is you're going to have a variety of paper strips in different sizes and colors and different ways they're cut out. You're going to have a number of toothpicks. You're going to have a little container here of white school glue, and you're going to have a length of elastic, and you're going to be making some paper beads today. So let's get going. So fortunately, paper beads are very easy to make. It just takes a little bit of practice and some manual dexterity. So I'm gonna start with one here because I like this color. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look and see, oh, I've got two different colors here on each side, and I get to decide which color I want my bead to be. Because depending on how I roll it, that's gonna be the side that's exposed. I think I wanna have this green exposed, so I'm gonna flip it over to the side that I don't want, and that's gonna be facing up. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my toothpick here. I'm going to place it at the short edge here of my triangle, the widest point on it. And I'm going to start coiling it around my toothpick here. This takes a little bit of practice, but you want to do it fairly tight. Now, one thing I like to do sometimes just to make things a little extra secure is after I've had it coiled around a few times is I'm just going to get a little dab of white glue, put it on the paper here. Though you have to be careful with that because it's very easy to glue your bead to your toothpick and then you're not going to be able to get your bead off, and that kind of defeats the purpose. And we're just going to roll it up here. Okay, so we're almost done here. We just have this little bit of tail left. So all you need to do to secure that, we're gonna put some glue there on the very end of the tail, and we're gonna just squish it. Might take a couple tries. Sometimes the paper is a little stiff. All right, and there you go. You've got your first paper bead done. So one thing I like to recommend to folks is, this isn't essential, but it does help sometimes with securing the beads, is going ahead and coating the whole bead with some white glue here. And that does a couple of things. It makes the bead look a little shinier, which can be nice from an aesthetic point of view, but it also just secures it, makes sure it's extra tight and safe. And then the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna test to make sure, can we get our bead off the toothpick? So fortunately that one came right off. And we're gonna place it here on this plate. And the reason we're just doing that is because as it dries, it needs a surface to rest on. Don't use a paper plate, it's gonna stick to it. That defeats the purpose again. But any kind of nonstick surface like plastic or ceramic or glass, is gonna work great. So that's how you make a paper bead with the strips already cut out. But I bet you're wondering, how can I make paper beads at home though if I've already got paper and I wanna get going? Well, there's lots of different ways you can cut it out. If you look online, there's hundreds of different ways to cut out paper beads. I'm just gonna show you one really easy way. This is a great way to recycle paper, newspapers, magazines you might have at home, and make some really colorful, exciting stuff out of it. This is a little bracelet I made out of. This is a combination of some old pages from magazines and a discarded book that was very broken and damaged, so don't worry, we're not ripping apart good books here. But what you could do is you could take the instructions that I gave you right there, and one thing you can do is get out a ruler, and you're gonna need a marker and some scissors, and you can cut out some more paper beads. So one easy way to do this is you're going to make marks along the edge of your paper here at certain distances. This one here, I got my ruler and I measured in 1 inch increments along this edge. And then on the opposite edge, you're going to offset it a little bit. It's not gonna be is gonna be offset a little bit. So the first thing that you'll do is I got out my ruler here and I measured in 1/2 inch from this edge. And then after I measured that 1/2 inch, that was my new 0 point. And from that point, I measured another inch. And then you keep measuring an inch across the sheet. So as you can see, the lines aren't perfectly aligned, and that's exactly what we want. So then the next thing we get to do is we get to connect the dots. I love to connect the dots. Satisfying, it's simple. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna line up one side of our ruler, doesn't really matter where, on our first mark at one end of the page. Then we're gonna find the corresponding next closest mark on the bottom of this other page. And then we're gonna draw a line between the two. Really simple, really easy. Okay, so you can see we've got our first line in between those two marks. Now we're gonna keep doing that, but this time we're gonna connect this mark to this one up here. So we're creating a zigzag effect as we go up. I'll just do a couple here so you can see what I mean. Okay. So as you can see, I've done a little zigzag here. I started here at our lowest point, measured up to that one, and then we're just zigzagging across the page all the way up. This first one here, I'm just gonna cut off and discard because as you notice, this isn't actually a triangle. So you could try and make a paper bead, but it's gonna make kind of a funny shape. So, you know, if you want something a little bit more regular and symmetrical, I say go for one of those pretty triangles that you just drew. You're following along. Okay, so that one's gone. Now we just got our beautiful triangles left. Nice little isosceles triangles. Equal side, 2 equal sides. And there we go. We got a new strip ready to be made in a paper bead. So you can absolutely do that at home. Please do feel free to look online and figure out different ways to cut paper beads if this is something you're really getting into. There's an amazing variety out there. But thanks so much for joining me today and have fun recycling.